They say the youth are the future, but they rarely tell you how easily the future can be rewritten through them. Because every empire, every ideology, every movement that ever sought control didn't start with soldiers. It started with students, with hearts that burned for change, with minds still unguarded, eager to believe that the world could finally be fixed if only everyone thought the same way. This is the psychology of ideological narcissism, the art of dressing control as compassion and manipulation as morality. Youth is the most idealistic stage of humanity. It's the season of vision, when every injustice feels personal and every wound in the world feels like your own. You want to help. You want to heal. You want to belong to something larger than yourself. But that pure desire is exactly what makes you vulnerable. Because when you haven't yet seen how complex the world truly is, simple explanations feel like truth. And ideologues, Marxist, socialist, nationalist, religious, they know this. They simplify chaos into clarity. You're poor because they're rich. You're suffering because they're evil. You're oppressed because the system is designed that way. Suddenly, the world that once seemed complicated becomes moral arithmetic. Good and evil, oppressed and oppressor, savior and sinner. And the mind, relieved of nuance, begins to surrender its freedom. Once simplicity takes hold, morality follows. Movements replace curiosity with certainty. And certainty feels righteous. It feels like purpose. That's when moral superiority becomes the new currency. You're not just right, you're good. They're not just wrong, they're evil. And when a person believes they stand on the side of moral perfection, they no longer question, they judge. They no longer think, they condemn. That's how logic is bypassed, not through force, but through virtue. The young person doesn't see themselves being controlled. They see themselves as heroes in a moral war. And that's what makes ideological narcissism so seductive. It tells you your empathy makes you chosen. Your pain makes you pure. Your outrage makes you righteous. And then comes the final hook. Collective salvation. Together we'll fix everything. Together we'll end all suffering. Together we'll finally be free. The promise of unity feeds a deep emotional hunger, the desire to belong, to be seen, to matter. And the young, whose identities are still forming, find in that collective purpose a substitute for self. But there's a cost. To belong, you must conform. To be accepted, you must repeat the creed. And before long, what began as empowerment becomes dependency. That's how movements don't just capture the mind, they capture the meaning of one's life. It's not evil to inspire the young. Every generation needs idealism. It's the heartbeat of progress. But when inspiration replaces truth with ideology, it becomes indoctrination. When compassion becomes control, the dream becomes a doctrine. And once doctrine replaces doubt, the soul forgets how to think freely. The Stoics warned of this 2,000 years ago. Epictetus said, "You become what you give your thoughts to. If you give them to another, you are no longer your own." The mind that seeks meaning without reason becomes easy prey for those who sell certainty. The Stoic path is not rebellion against systems. It's rebellion against mental slavery. So if you're young, passionate, ready to change the world, hold on to that fire. But temper it with wisdom. Ask questions that make even your heroes uncomfortable. Fall in love with nuance. And remember, the truth doesn't need a tribe. It only needs your courage to see clearly. Because freedom isn't given by movements. It's built within the mind that refuses to worship one. If you found truth in these words, share this message. Someone out there is still mistaking indoctrination for inspiration, and they need to hear it. Stay awake, stay discerning, stay free. Subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell for the next episode. Thanks for being here with the Stoic Quotient, where ancient strength meets modern life.